bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you here up in the front seat. Get my meals, I'm gunning for the money. Money in the bank, coming with a dank. Scrolling that tank, rolling with the gang. You sick and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
Oh, it's live on woodsports.com. I'm East joined
live,
by
baby.
Raxter,
Oh, yeah.
Chris, Nicholas, Kohloff.
Gritty takes.
I know Justin did the little, impression of me yesterday, but I do look fucking huge in this shirt.
Yeah, dude. No one enjoys jerking themselves off more than you.
I mean,
Spinny loves him some Spinny.
I do love me some Spinny.
You know?
Dude, I love looking in the mirror.
I call myself a king every morning.
I don't know about you guys. Yeah, I can't believe that was a debate in the chat.
That was so crazy.
Like, are you just no self-worth? Either way, welcome to Woodward. It's live on woodsports.com. You went to the Kendrick Lamar concert last night.
I did.
And you left us.
I did.
How'd
Sorry. It was fucking awesome. He's probably the best performer I've ever seen live. And I've seen him live multiple times now, but he puts on a show, man. It's not just like a concert. He doesn't just go up there, do his songs, and leave. He always has like a story.
That's how it should be.
And like different videos playing, and like the story for this one was like, it was kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde thing with him and SZA like driving across the country in a GNX, and then they were like arrested. So there's like interviews of them with the cops that they were like playing before different songs and stuff. It was really good. And it went for like 3 hours. Like Mustard went out there and did like a 45-minute set of him just playing a bunch of hits.
Buttons.
Yeah, playing a bunch of hits and just getting the crowd
What a
hype.
fucking job that is.
I know, dude. He literally just put his iPod on shuffle. But he got the crowd hype. It was good. Swag surf, different stuff like that. And then Kendrick and SZA went, and it would be like, Kendrick would do like 3 songs, and then they would do a song that they had together, and then SZA would do 3 songs, and then they'd do a song they had together, and it was fucking sweet. I had a great time. It was a lot of fun.
Cry?
No, he did Euphoria like word for word, bar for bar, though.
That was the best part.
It was
We
nuts.
went out last night for the game with Jerry, and it was like we went to Ale Netty's, like 10-minute drive from the crib. And I forgot how fucking long that song is. I was like, yeah,
It's a long, yes.
I was like, it's still playing. We pulled
long
up. I
song.
was like, damn.
Very long song.
Chris, that video that they posted of you on X, were you there? Those are your seats?
No, those are Braylon seats.
Oh, okay. I was like, yes, good ass.
no.
Yeah, that's why. First thing I asked him, I was like, "You were in the pit?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Dog ass.
Those weren't even Braylon seats. Braylon was in a suite.
I think it was it Kool-Aid? Oh.
No, I think that was just stock footage they got from somebody.
Oh. I mean, it looked lit. How was your experience?
Dude, it was absolutely phenomenal. This was the first time I got to see SZA. I've seen Kendrick multiple times, but never SZA. And it was great. Like he made it very clear that he wanted to rap and he wanted to display his rapping ability. So he played deep cuts like Man in the Garden, Reincarnated.
Yeah.
He was just
Reincarnated was
rapping
live.
every word for word. Euphoria was great. Like it was absolutely amazing. And then SZA would come in, switch up the vibe. And so I went with the group of my friends plus my girl, so it was nice. Like the SZA parts, you just kind of hug your girl and vibe to it. And then when Kendrick's rapping Euphoria or All Right, you're just going crazy. So it was great.
Some bum song happened that night.
It was absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I had I went by myself. I Glansberged it.
Yeah.
Good group of people around me. Didn't get any of the names, but we were all vibing. Everybody was singing every lyric the whole time. I was sweaty as fuck. It was it was a great time.
It's a good time.
Yeah. I went to second best before. Pounded some Sun Cruisers. Shout out my guy Josiah.
The best?
Yeah, Josiah's the man. Had some popcorn shrimp, pounded some Sun Cruisers.
Josiah?
Oh, one of the bartenders at second best.
He's like the one that runs
the
the
dude.
it's our boy.
Yeah, the dude.
Yeah, okay.
The man.
I didn't even catch you said you went to second best. I thought that was at LCA because that's what you're talking about with Justin yesterday. Was that Ford Field?
Ford Field sold out.
Yeah.
Dude, it was packed.
Amon-Ra was there.
Yeah.
Everyone was there. A lot of people were there, actually.
Yeah.
How do you not?
Like I said, he puts on the best performance that I've seen. It's not just a concert. Like he does a whole like the only guy that I've seen live that does that kind of showmanship as well as Kendrick is Travis Scott.
Kanye, too. Well,
I've never seen Kanye live, yeah.
My boy, I never forget. I regret this, to this day. They were like fucking $500 tickets, though. It was something crazy.
It
was Kanye and Kendrick.
Dude.
And it was like Kanye had the fucking volcanoes and shit. Like,
yeah.
He's wearing the mask. I was like, I wish I went.
Now do you even want to go see Kanye?
Not now, but I'm just saying then I wish I went.
Like if Kanye goes on a tour now, it's like,
The reason why I went.
is it racist if I go see Kanye? Is it anti-Semitic if I go see
That's
Kanye?
it's mind-melding stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you.
Dude, I technically saw Kanye once, but I feel like this doesn't count. Remember when he did the Sunday service for the Jesus is King album?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when he performed
that was
that,
sweet.
that
He
was
came to Detroit?
That was
Yeah.
pretty sweet. Yeah, he was at the Aretha Franklin Theater,
Yeah.
downtown. It was really really dope. But it was mainly just a choir, and he was kind of on stage,
Yeah.
so it wasn't like an actual
That would
Kanye.
that would be fucking cooler.
performance.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
But yeah, it was a great show. City showed out. Like I said, it was packed in there, sold out on a Tuesday.
It's crazy, man. 'Cause I still remember seeing Kendrick at Oakland.
Yeah.
And now he's like fucking sent out Ford Field. Like you're literally one of the biggest rappers. I mean, that's nuts.
When you told the storytelling thing, I thought that was like just, kind of put it into perspective of who Kendrick was. Because when I was literally it was either middle school or high school when Good Kid, Mad City dropped. And it
Yeah.
was like, you could listen to it start to like literally,
Yes.
you would listen to it like,
Oh, yeah.
would
You could read
drive
it.
down to Florida, start to finish, Good Kid, Mad City. Like I have like a select place in my brain and like a memory like of my childhood of Good Kid, Mad City, me imagining everything fucking going on because he does such a great job describing it.
Yeah.
Where that's where I was like, holy shit, Kendrick is different. Like
Good
this
Kid-
is different than anything I've ever heard.
Good Kid,
Yeah.
Mad City is my favorite album of all time. Like, if
Yeah.
I could have one album for the rest of my life on a deserted island, it would be Good Kid, Mad City. I put it over, like, Zeppelin 2. I'll put it over anything.
Yeah.
That's my favorite album of all
I
time.
think I have to agree. The only one maybe is like a
It's, like, perfect.
Yeah.
Like, the only song you skip on Good Kid, Mad City is Swimming Pools, and that's
'Cause you've
the
heard it
biggest
many
song
times.
on the album.
Yeah.
Like,
he's goated. Kendrick is truly goated.
yeah.
You know who else is goated? Fucking Tigers.
Tigers are going.
How about it? Beat reporter Nick.
How about it, boys?
How about them
Bosa! Bosa!
Shout
Yeah.
out Torque, dude.
Torque's back. Top
Torque's
10
back.
home runs now. He went 1 for 18 going into that Cubs series, and now he's just on an absolute tear. Last night was just the epitome of gritty Tigs. Honestly, like from how far we've come in a year. I said this on the post-game video. The Orioles were 21 games over 500 last season at this time, now having just a disaster season. The tale of two organizations. Now the Tigers are 20 games over 500 with the best farm system in baseball, and this team's not going anywhere. The Gritty Tigs last night. Obviously, the hitting was great with 2 outs, like specifically last night, big hit after big hit after big hit. But to me, it was Herder, Gibson Long, Canley, and Vest shutting the door. Like, the pitching was incredible in Camden Yards. Like, it was really cool to see. And I have faith in Herder, Gibson Long, Canley, and Vest.
Yeah.
Like, I have
Gibson Long
faith
looked
in all 4. He
pretty
was,
saucy out there.
Yes.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive.
he could be your 5. Like, without a doubt, I'm saying that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt it. I can see him being a starter. What's even more interesting stuff we're going to talk about a little bit later is like Sky Harris. I mean, I don't want to dive into it now, but claim like, hey, we're going to be making a move in July. Mm-hmm. We're looking to improve in July, and that's a name you look out for too, maybe. I don't know, but
They're getting somebody.
yeah,
He literally said they're going to figure out what their needs are and address their needs by adding players to the deadline. And that's what you do when you're the best team in baseball. You don't sit on your hands. You add. And they're going to, and I hope it's a bat. It's got to be a righty bat. Like, that's – I know the bullpen arm, you could argue that one too. Maybe you want a guy that's a swing and miss guy in the bullpen. I'm not mad if you say that. I would like that too, but I think a guy with extra base power from the right side of the plate is the most important need.
yeah. I'm
But
with you on that
Veerling sounds like Veerling's doing better.
Yeah.
I heard some conflicting reports, but with what Scott Harris said, he's like, we want to see him when he gets back because he's our glue guy. So hopefully that means he's trending in the right direction. But we'll see.
C. Harper, Cody Harper in the World Sports Chat. Can we stop with the Durant talk though? No.
No.
We
Let's
actually
keep
have
going.
pissing some
Cool
people
Khalil on today.
I don't think they're going to – I mean, with the reports that came out about Kevin Durant today, about Houston and New York being
Yeah.
suitors, I doubt the Pistons throw their hat in that ring. But
We
Maybe
have
to be a
Cool Khalil
third
on
team.
today to talk about it. And
I wouldn't mind catching Cam Whitmore as a ground ball.
that'd be sick.
Or Fred Van Fleet. Yeah.
Jabari Parker.
I feel like Jabari Smith and
Jabari
Jalen
Smith.
Green are going to be the guys that they focus on, so they're going to want to get. But Fred Van Fleet's
Yeah,
probably
probably
going to
who
have to
I'd
get
want in
moved if
return.
they're bringing in Kevin Durant. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, gotta save it.
real quick before we get totally off of the game last night.
Oh, we're gonna talk some more.
I don't know if this is like strictly trade stuff, but got to shout out Z-Mac.
Yes.
Zach McKinstry
Leading
is
the
tied
league.
for the league leaders
With-
in triples.
with who?
When I saw that,
With Jay Durant from
Jaron Durant.
Boston. Yeah.
Shout out Pride Month.
Jay Alexander Steakhouse. That's who's leading the league. Wait, why you say Pride?
No, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you after.
Oh,
But yeah.
I thought that was. I was like, there's no fucking way.
He got hot.
That's
I'll
crazy.
say he got hot mic during a game calling some dude the hard hot.
Oh, I remember
man.
that.
Yeah.
I remember that. McKinstry.
But McKinstry-
Dogging,
Yeah.
bro. He
He's a dog.
cruises
He's
around those
fast.
Dude, he's
Yeah,
fast.
I didn't realize how fast he
fast
was.
fuck.
Chippewa, dude. Shout out Central.
Yeah, for real. And,
Yeah.
And Scott Harris targeted him to bring him back.
Yeah.
I heard today he was in the Cubs organization before, then the Dodgers. Zach McKinstry was, and then we got him from the Dodgers organization.
Zach McKinstry is.
But he was with the Cubs back in the day when Harris was there.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like he's the kind of guy that he likes.
Position versus
Plays anywhere. He protects the zone very well. He hammers strikes, and he doesn't really go swinging. So, I don't think anybody expected McKinstry to be playing this well, but
It's crazy.
he's our super sub, dude. And every good team needs a guy like that.
Makes Don Kelly look like who the
All
hell
right,
is
relax,
Don Kelly?
relax,
He does.
relax.
He
does.
does.
Relax.
He does.
That's what he's a super
does.
utility guy right now.
You
He does.
play every position on
Let's
the field.
check out
and then
Don
we'll talk
Kelly's
about it.
OPSs before I start making that claim, but I don't know. I don't want
What's McKinstry's OPS?
How's he doing as a manager? Are they getting any better? Or
I mean, no,
don't.
he's set up for failure.
Pirates.
I seen he got kicked out like 4 games.
Yeah, he got ejected like
every
3
time on
times in
Twitter.
his first 5 games.
Yeah, he's like he's getting kicked
I mean,
out.
I love it. Go after him.
Yeah, get
He learned, from,
DK
he learned from Jim.
dude. Okay.
Don Kelly OPS.
Don Kelly's highest
Ever have
OPS
over
for the Tigers.
20.
Oh, this is minor leagues. Let me see major leagues.
My bad to do this on air, but
No, you're good.
yeah, Zach McKinstry. I mean, he's just, he got the guys going last night with the leadoff triple, and then Wenciel Perez, just another great at bat, getting him home. When this team scores first, we don't effing lose.
672 is his highest OPS for the
Yeah.
Tigers.
So I think Zach McKinstry's about
240
100 points higher.
245 was his batting average. He had 28 RBIs, 63 hits.
McKinstry's gonna have that
7
before
dongs.
the break.
Yeah, McKinstry's just going crazy right now.
Yeah, it's crazy what he's doing.
He should be
And-
your everyday right fielder.
Well,
I
watch
mean-
out, duck. Wenciel at this point,
Yeah,
you
but-
got to get him in the lineup.
Yeah, you do. But McKinstry's got the best arm, dude. He'd be throwing guys out at third all day if he was starting in right field. Guys
Yeah.
trying to push for the extra base, hose from
Last
from
night,
Big
yeah,
Mac.
they were passive going. Like I thought they had opportunities to get triples, they weren't taking them. Baltimore.
What's his OPS looking
So
like?
I don't know, but
Dude,
yeah,
yeah,
this Tiger
McKinstry's
team's
having
rolling.
such
20
a
games
good
over
year.
It's
500.
insane.
If the Tigers lost
799
19
OPS.
straight games starting tonight, we would still be a game over 500.
Yep.
Birdie.
Insane.
Kendrick trash button.
Hey, listen, we got a good video dropping after the heavies, man. We
Can't be
debated
from the Cardi fan.
Jay versus Kendrick. Who's the GOAT?
He's
That's a good combo.
Cardi, Drake, and Academics are the people that I've heard Birdie is a fan of.
Yes.
So.
This is
Don't forget this one.
Professional
And
troll.
Hov.
yeah.
How are you a Jay-Z fan and a Cardi fan?
That is
doesn't
very
correlate.
contrasting.
Cardi doesn't even rhyme. He just says the
Versatility. Versatility.
That shit's so bad, dude. Legit garbage music. Yeah, he's got a 799 OPS. He's already got 3 dongs, 7 triples.
MP says, don't say shit like that. I'm sorry. I tried not to, but that's how good this team is. We're 20 games over
Say
500.
shit like what? What'd you say?
If we drop 19 in a row, we'd
All right,
still
yeah,
be a game
okay.
over 500.
Okay, yeah.
God
What are you
damn it,
doing,
Nick.
Nick?
Why'd you
That
say
is-
it again?
That is crazy.
Casey Mize is on the hill tonight. We're not goddamn losing.
Stop doing that, dude. Stop it.
I am locking the Tigers to win tonight.
God, bro. You better pray to God that this
Can
team
we
wins,
can we
Nick.
make a fun like is something crazy you do on
Terry
air?
Bonds, home run. I'm calling it.
Just keeps going deeper.
Riley Green, too. I'm feeling good today,
Nick,
boys.
before every Lions game yesterday, this team's going to stay healthy. Nobody's going to get hurt. Pure health on this Lions sideline. That was Nick all year last
It
year.
reminds me of that. What's the one actor that you love, Chris? I'm not a big fan.
Tim
of.
Robinson.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious, bro.
You are a version of Tim.
You guys
Robinson.
got to see
I
that
was
movie,
watching
man.
last
You
night.
guys
Yeah,
really got
I'm
to
still down to go. we just
Let's
gotta
go.
find a time. Yeah, hit me
I'm
up.
getting
Let's go.
Superman tickets if you want to see Superman.
Do not want to see Superman.
Damn.
I didn't think the trailer
It's
looked
fucking
good.
Superman, dude. What
There's
do you
so
mean?
many core movies like we've.
Dude, it's Superman.
No, I don't give a fuck. Superman's been done 70 times,
And
it's yet to catch on.
I don't know.
And
Man,
smack
no,
the Marvel movie
Man
ever.
of Steel. Man of Steel was really good.
Yeah,
Man of Steel was a great movie.
I'm good on the fucking 75th.
You'll go watch fucking Batman. You'll go watch Spider-Man.
I just remembered that Travis
No,
Scott
you're not
Batman.
gonna go. If a new Batman movie came out, you wouldn't go see it.
I mean, the new one with
Dude,
Robert
you're
Pattinson.
lying, bro.
Pattinson
Dude.
ones I'll go see.
I just remembered that Travis Scott Batman costume where he was just
Roachman, dude. It was brown.
I gotta
The best one was
yeah.
Travis Scott in that, and then 21 Savage when he was doing the interview where he looks like a supervillain. That shit was so funny.
Then you got Diddy as a Joker.
Yeah, dude, no.
Oh, that was insane.
Diddy's a real life
The
supervillain.
memes of the. All right, well,
That guy's got to get put under.
He's worse than the Joker, dude.
Yeah, for sure worse than the Joker.
Tell us about.
I'd rather be locked in a room with the Joker than Diddy.
Absolutely.
1,000%.
Yeah.
They're the same person.
No.
Dude. Diddy.
Joker's a
Diddy.
murderer.
I don't think the Joker's gonna essay you.
Sexually.
Diddy's gonna essay you.
That's true.
All right, let's.
Well, I
That
know how
Orlando
I got
Brown
these
clip. You
scars.
can bring your girl, but he wants you.
That's just crazy, dude.
Did he say that before the accusations, or
so.
Yeah.
I mean, he was definitely talking.
He's
like
probably
that
one that got Orlando Brown off.
Orlando
fucked up.
Brown is crazy. Definitely didn't help.
Poor
All right,
dude.
let me tell you guys about Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness, the home of the judgment-free zone where everybody, we mean everybody, can get a full body workout in 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all that for just $15 a month, or you can upgrade to the Black Card and get use of amenities like hydro massage, total body enhancement, and access to over 2,500 locations worldwide. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Are you a real Detroit sports fan? Woodward Sports is here to give you all the Detroit sports you can handle. Weekdays, make sure you're locked in on Wake Up Woodward from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Followed by Big D Energy with Neil Rule and Darren McCarty from 11 a.m. to 1. Up next, you can't miss Ermanni and Edwards with Maz from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And finish the day out with the bad boys of Detroit sports media, the Woodward Heavyweights, from 5 to 7 p.m. Okay, wait, that isn't enough for you, you sports freak. Check out Woodward Wings, Woodward Ringside, and the Lions Weekly Update every Sunday with Broder, Terry Foster, and Sean Belegian. Subscribe on YouTube for all our great content, and make sure you're following on all social media. X, IG, Facebook, and TikTok. You want sports? We got you covered. Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Massage Chair House. Make sure you guys check out the website, Massage Chair House. Scan the QR, go to massagechairhouse.com, or check out my guy Dr. Eric Duncan's review channel for the best massage chairs in the world. Top-notch athletes visit there. You might bump into one at the corner of Long Lake Road and Woodward and Bloomfield Hills. The Massage Chair House, brought to you by Dr. Eric Duncan.
It's massage. It's a chair. It's Massage Chair House.
What up, though? Welcome,
That's a good
Mike,
jingle, man.
to Wood Heavyweights Live, woodsports.com. I'm East West Raxter, Chris Nicholas Kohloff. Yeah, I mean, how
What's the
legal?
best jingle? What do you think is the best jingle that you can remember from like growing up? I think it's Hanson's. Come on, everybody, get it done. You
that's
know
crazy.
the one.
That's
I've been
a
watching.
great
I've been
one.
watching like the Mentalist.
1-800
He's from Michigan. Did you know that?
The Hanson's guy?
No. Well, yeah, absolutely. The Hanson's guy.
Oh, the Mentalist?
The Mentalist.
I
the
don't
guy-
like that guy, dude.
Dude, it's trippy.
It's kinda
But you just did
scary.
that to me because I was literally thinking Hanson.
Yeah?
Either that or I was thinking it's father and son.
Yeah.
Give us a call.
Yeah.
I
JJ
think
Jetworth.
JG Wentworth.
It's up
JG
there.
Wentworth.
JJ Wentworth is great, but save big money at
Menards.
Menards.
That's a good one
That's
too.
why I want to stick with.
Does Foreman Mills count as a Foreman Mills? That's a good one.
I don't even know if it's still around, but Mr. Allen's too.
The,
250.
Yo, Mr. Allen's.
Mr.
For sure.
Allen.
I think Mr. Allen's is dead. I don't think that's a thing anymore.
Yeah, I think it's done.
Might be in the hood still.
I went in 2019. It's the last time I was at Mr. Allen's. You ever been to City Trends? Best stores to shop.
What did you just say?
City Trends.
No, the sentence after that.
Best store to shop.
Oh, okay.
Unless I said it weird.
I think it was like best sushi shop.
Best store to shop.
Yeah, I would probably say, or all of the Education Connection ones. Education Connection.
Nope.
Connect for free.
Yep, I remember.
You're
those.
working at a part-time job, dropped out of high school, didn't do great. You don't remember those?
Nope.
Oh,
I do remember freecreditreport.com.
Tell your friend, tell your dad, tell your mom.
Two chicks showed up with a
With
pirate hats on.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What was the original one, though?
Creditreport.com. I don't know.
that was like the
There's a
remix.
bunch of them. There's
'Cause he was like talking shit. Like, we've been
He
doing
was.
this since we first showed up with a fucking pirate hat.
yeah,
Bitch. Like,
yeah.
that's what I'm trying. What's the original one? I don't know. Smash that like button.
Yeah.
Oh, Bucky, what the fuck?
What did he say? Where is it?
I'm not reading that. It's just I thought he like typed in a jingle.
Who
Someone
said it? Oh, but
Bucky.
oh, I mean, maybe he doesn't draw the line there. I feel like I could say comfortably that he draws the line there.
It's my money and I want it now.
Yeah, the JG
JG Jetworth probably the one.
JG Wentworth.
Locked in there.
Hey, 77 cash now. The one where the guy's like, no. Always makes me laugh.
I've always wanted to be like one of those commercials.
Oh,
Just
dude, so
wild
bad.
singing in the streets
Yeah.
and shit like that.
What about a Jones barbecue and foot massage? Jones barbecue and foot massage?
No.
No, that was like a viral. That was. I never saw it on actual TV. But
Was it a real thing?
Yeah, it was Rhett and Link. They did it for this guy in.
But they were selling barbecue.
I
and giving
think it was
foot
actually. I
massages
think it was actually barbecue
in
and
the
foot
same fucking building.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. that is fucking gross. Are you serious?
What about sleeper?
Just lathering your foot up with barbecue
Yeah.
sauce and rubbing it down.
It exfoliates. Every kiss begins with K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd you look me in the eyes? That was weird.
You know, trying to tell you something. Happy January or Happy June.
Happy June, baby. Yes, baby.
Yes, baby.
All right, let's go. This one deserves a little more credit. Maybe we'll touch on it again. No Diddy after the
That is a very
Kevin Durant
Diddy
conversation. But Sky Harris was on the flag station today. And Nick, I'm gonna let you take this one away because you are the Detroit Tigers beat reporter. What was your biggest takeaway from that interview?
Okay, well, he was on the flagship. I thought they did a good job interviewing him. That's enough credit I'll give them. But realistically, I thought the biggest takeaway is that Scott Harris said there are no untouchables within this Detroit Tigers organization philosophically. So if there is a big star out there that's already a star and they're disgruntled, this team is going to turn over, every stone. And everybody's on the board. And that goes for, he did not say, besides Max Clark. He didn't say, besides McGonigal.
No.
He literally said, every player is untouchable. The way that this organization is building,
No players on top.
No players untouchable.
nobody.
Nobody.
They are building
baby.
a dynasty.
Yeah.
I mean, flat out. They are going
building
to
an
build
army.
a dynasty, an army that will not be beaten. But if they can get a star
Hornets.
that's already a star at the MLB level for the right price, maybe it is one of those guys in like a bid, an A-tier prospect and a B-tier guy. This organization will go out and do it if it's the right guy. It almost reflected to what Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are about. He talked about
Yeah.
the chemistry in the clubhouse and bringing in the right guy, the guy that we know about. We talk to their teammates, their former coaches, and it has to be the right guy because AJ Hinch is running a tight ship, and ultimately they're not going to bring in a bad seed. Bad apple.
Yeah, no, for sure. He's definitely going to be a guy that fits, but also, like, I don't care if he's a bad apple. What do you mean bad apple?
Like in Aroldis Chapman, I thought immediately
Yeah,
is
that's what I thought when I
probably
heard that
not
too.
coming to the Detroit Tigers.
you think so?
He said
I believe
before they
so.
look at talent, they look at, like, is this person going to fit in the clubhouse?
I don't think.
But the Cubs did
basically said
trade
no
for
blackie.
Chapman in that during
They
that
do got a lot of
2016
white
World
dudes.
Series. The Cubs did trade for Chapman.
They did
And I
trade for
believe
Chapman.
Harris was in that organization,
Yeah.
if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
And
He wasn't calling the shots.
True.
No, but he knows. Like, I think locker room fit and team fit is different than you being a good guy. I think Aroldis Chapman would fit on any locker room.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
in the league. But yeah, I saw. Let me look this up real quick.
That's fair as long as he's not like a clubhouse asshole.
The Athletic put out some targets for the Tigers at the trade deadline. And I wanted to.
Yeah, my boy Scotty is on Twitter, kind of talking shit about the Bo Bichette stuff.
Who?
Says not realistic.
Well, now that Toronto's playing better,
yeah.
it's not really. We need Toronto to have a bad July.
We need Toronto and Boston to blow.
Yeah.
And how crazy last year we were making fun of the Orioles for not giving up their farm system.
Yes.
And now they fucking suck. And it's
Yeah.
a good thing they kept that farm system.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
No.
I
Why?
think
'Cause
they'd
the-
rather trade because the farm system's not working out. They'd rather trade the guys for some talent.
With the farm system sucks now.
Yeah, I mean the guys aren't playing well. Kobe Mayo's not
Yeah,
doing good.
Kobe
Jackson
Mayo's not
Holiday's
doing
not
great.
doing good. Like,
I mean,
Yeah, you guys are
Holiday's
fucking
looking
gross,
better.
man.
yeah,
Every
he's
time I
looked
see
better,
him, he's
but
looking good.
not best prospect in the world. Good.
Yeah, I mean,
Like when you're the best prospect in baseball, and you get called up, you're expected to be Bryce Harper, Mike Trout. Like that's that's what you're supposed to walk in there and be, and he has not been that. He's been better for sure.
Yeah, they
Did you-
fucking blow.
did you have a big takeaway of the untouchable thing specifically?
Not
I don't think
not
so.
the untouchable
It's kind
thing.
of coached speak.
Yeah, because like
They're not going to trade Max Clark.
it's a philosophy more than like, hey, we're gonna do something. So it's like it's nice to know, hey, if there's ever like a big fish out there, he's gonna be willing to throw the fucking pole in the pool. But my takeaway was we're preparing to be buyers in July.
yeah,
That was my biggest takeaway.
one I
That
s-
means they're going to be looking for somebody, and you know damn sure it's gonna be a right-handed bat.
Oh, shout out to Michael DeVries for the 5 gifted subs in the chat, dude. What a legend. Michael DeVries always coming in here.
Yeah, Michael DeVries
And
is the
again,
man.
some people that we see in the chat a lot. Detroit
Another
Arrow, Big
one.
Con, Leo.
Never me.
Never easy.
Never me.
Never easy. But, yeah, I mean,
Why
this
go
is what
easy?
you do in baseball. When you're good, you buy at the deadline. You don't sit pat and sit on your hands. So I expected this. I think everybody expected this. I saw now from Sports Illustrated, and I saw earlier from The Athletic that Eugenio Suarez is going to be a guy that the Tigers should look at. Obviously, bring him home. This is a guy that is a 30 home run bat from the right side.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would definitely take Eugenio Suarez. He only hits like 200, but he's still got over 800 OPS pretty much every year because he hits so many bombs. That's somebody I would be very interested in. But like you said, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's not like the Diamondbacks are going to be good this year, so they're definitely going to be selling.
Just lost their star pitcher.
Yeah.
Who they gave $200+ million contract to.
Yeah.
With Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
If Eugenio Suarez is on the block,
You go after
I'm
him.
big time down for. That's the big power bet that everybody was thinking even prior to the season.
He's got 18 bombs already.
Already. Yeah. All he
Damn.
does is hit home runs.
Yeah,
And
dude.
He
Just
hits
what,
home
Torch
runs
got
and he
16?
strikes out.
And he strikes out a lot for
Yeah.
sure, but good. Come here and hit home runs and strike out, and come home, bring him home. Eugenio Suarez, former Tiger legend, bring him home. That one probably hurts the most because he went on to hit 30 home runs like 7 times in his career. But yeah, if that's the bet, I would. Obviously, we'll see. There's not a name that I'm like dying on the hill to go get this guy, but I think you have to get a right-handed power bat. I think you do. I don't think Torque can do it alone from the right side of the dish. And with Jahen and Ibanez both not being MLB players, you need more. Need a little bit more pop on that right side.
I just like the fact that they're not going to stay put. I mean, not that this is free agency. I think we expect they'll be limited in free agency because cheap ass.
No, they have the ammo to go and get a trade. If there's one thing they
Exactly.
can do, it's they can trade with anybody.
And that's what I was getting to. Yeah, we're not going to be active in free agency, but trade market, you can get busy.
Yeah.
Because you're not necessarily spending money in that situation. You're just giving up assets.
You can say that they're not going to go out and do anything in free agency, but Scott Harris was taking victory laps today about Gleyber Torres, Tommy Kahnle,
As he
and
should.
As he
Zach
should.
Flaherty.
As he should.
As he should.
Yeah.
And
Like,
hopefully Alex Cobb can come back. Maybe we'll see. That one
If
hurts.
one more person. No,
I
just
mean,
kidding.
dude, if you're gonna give him
Dude,
his props, you gotta give
he
him his.
looks like he is hobbling
Yeah.
down when he is.
Yeah, that was
the highlights
that was
of
a
his
terrible
start.
that was a terrible signing. But
We'll see.
It's fine because you made up for it with 3 fantastic signings.
Yeah. Flaherty literally looks like a number 2 on a playoff team.
He is.
Tommy
He was
Kahnle
number 1 on a World Series team last year.
Kahnle is top 2 of a great bullpen.
Yep.
And then you got everyday Gleyber Torres, who's going to be a second base all-star.
Probably starting second baseman for the American League.
Shot the vest for
definitely
locking
the
in
starting
last night,
second
too.
baseman
Yeah.
for the American
And
League. Nobody's even close to him.
Yeah, he said he vetted these guys prior. Like, he needed to know what kind of guys these players were. And that's what he's also going to do. Yeah, he needs to really see what they're about, right? What is that?
The Spinny's girl Sandy, shout out. All right, let's go to break real quick. Come back. I'm going to give you these names from The Athletic.
I cannot wait.
The names they recommend for Detroit Tigers to trade for. But first, tell us about Feldman Chevrolet. Unmute yourself.
If you can't wait to buy a car, you know where you need to go. It's Feldman Chevrolet. It's Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer with 5 locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing. This month's specials include 2025 Silverado 1500 Crew. You can get a lease for just $149 a month. And you can get a 2026 Chevy Equinox LT lease for only $209 per month. Go check them out today.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Jars Cannabis, guys. Top shelf quality, unmatched variety. Price for the people. Visit shopjars.com to find one of the 27 locations near you. If you're Metro Detroit, there's 9 of them. And if you're Milan, Madison Heights, or Grand Rapids, the Jars Cannabis Company coming to you. So visit shopjars.com. Stay tuned. What up, though, mate? We're heavyweights live on sports.com. I'm East Joe, my spin reaction.
What up,
Chris,
though?
Nicholas, Kohloff. Smash that like button. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Share the stream. Birdie on the 1s and 2s. Shout out to him in the TD booth. So we teased it before the break. Athletic did an article for all the MLB and possible trade candidates for certain teams, contenders specifically. And here are the names they have for the Tigers. You made an eyebrow face.
I saw Anakin said he was going to be a lifeguard this summer.
Yeah, that's why I say he's not a real person.
Yeah.
Like, what's up, man? He's like, oh, nothing, just reading my lifeguarding book.
I was a lifeguard.
Yeah.
I made my roommate was a lifeguard too, and he made a little kid pick up poop in a pool.
Can he poop?
It was there was something at the bottom of the pool, and there was a little
I'd
kid
make him
swimming.
pick
He's
it
like,
up.
"Hey, can you go pick that up?" He didn't know what it was.
Oh.
And he swims down there, grabs it, comes up with a piece of poop.
Oh, God.
That's
All
it
right.
for the day.
Sorry,
I don't know how to segue from that.
Shout out Dumont.
That sounds like a poop name.
Well, that's his last name.
Okay. Well, we're just going, I guess. There's no segueing from that. Thanks, Minnie.
Got you.
Detroit Tigers. The biggest need, the athletic titles, is third base. We all kind of know that. But the possible targets they put is #1, what's your reaction to Alec Baum of the Phillies?
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that. I don't love it. I would like someone a little bit more impactful than that, but he's still, he's about a 750 OPS guy for his career. So that's definitely a bet that can give you a little bit of pop there. Yeah, that wouldn't be like something that I'm in love with, but He's having a decent year so far. He's got 6 homers already.
Yeah.
Right side, like I said, he's good defensively. Obviously, a right side of the plate kind of guy. So that would be someone. Yeah, I wouldn't mind, but I wouldn't be in love with it. I don't think that's a move that vaults you into World Series favorite over the Dodgers kind of move. But that would be a solid pickup.
Nick, where you at with that one?
I like that he has playoff experience with being with the Phillies the last 3 years because they've been one of the best teams in baseball, but I just don't why would they give up Alec Boehm? I'm surprised that he's on this list.
It's got to be a contract thing.
But how are you going to give up your third baseman when you're literally contending for a World Series if you're the Phillies? That's what I don't think the Boehm thing's realistic. If it was and they're selling low on him to get a prospect in their system just before he hits free agency, yeah, I'm taking a flyer on Boehm any day of the week. He's obviously not big time pop this season, but he has a track record of hitting extra base hits and doubles.
Yeah.
So with solid third base play, I would take Alec Boehm.
That is weird that
sure.
he was first on their list because the Phillies are
Maybe it's like an alphabetical thing. No?
maybe, but I don't know.
I don't know.
I would take a flyer if they're legitimately selling Alec Boehm.
Yeah.
Yes, I would take Alec Boehm on this team and put him at third base.
He would be your everyday third baseman, and
We don't have one at all.
he's got decent.
every day.
Not. I don't want to say decent.
I don't
decent.
even know if he
he's
would
a
be.
solid. He's a solid righty bat.
Okay.
So yeah,
no.
I wouldn't. I would take it for sure. I would want something better than that, but I wouldn't be mad at that.
Does that put you over the top for a World Series, Nick?
It does not.
No.
All right. I'm going to cross him out, figuratively. Brian Hayes from the Pirates.
But Alec Boehm, career 849 versus left-handed pitching. So it's the third base that could also come in big spots for a pinch hit that AJ loves to use if ultimately he's not your everyday third baseman.
Great
Maybe
pull.
that's why he's number one, because he rakes against lefties.
That is a very good point.
That's a phenomenal pull by you, Nick.
Can be the white Ibanez, just trying to get that team even more white. Yeah, that's a good pull, Nick.
Gotta be
Definitely
clubhouse
do some
fit.
bone saws.
Definitely be clubhouse fit.
I mean, yeah.
Nick just wants to gentrify the Tigers.
No.
No, that
No.
that would make sense though, with Ibanez not having the magic to have a guy like that.
Yeah.
If he's not your everyday third baseman on the bench that can kill lefties,
Well,
that
clearly
would definitely be something that would intrigue AJ Hinch.
Clearly this article was written before he spoke today, because next one's Brian Hayes.
Yeah, no. I'm good.
What did
Really?
he have to say today?
I was joking around with the clubhouse fit.
Oh, okay.
Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha, slid by me.
Yeah,
Brian
Brian
Hayes
Hayes-
had a bright career early in his career, but he's taken a really big downturn the last couple
Yeah.
seasons. Maybe you could make some magic out
Maybe
of
you
it.
find something there. He's still young. Like
I
it's
would
not
rather
like
do that
he's
with a pitcher, though,
yeah.
because I trust Federer in the system.
Yeah, I don't want. You need a proven bat.
Yes.
And Brian Hayes is not a proven bat. He's a bat that has a lot of promise, but you would have to get him to find it again, and I don't think that's the type of guy that you're bringing in. I think you need a guy that is ready to go right now, and he's not. He's still young. It's not like he's done and he's over. Like, he's still got plenty of time to kind of capture what he had, but no, doesn't fit what we want to do.
All right. Next up on
Yeah.
this list.
No. Hard pass.
Ryan McMahon from the Rockies.
No. Hard pass.
Yeah, I mean,
430 slugging percentage.
Yeah, out in Colorado.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I looked at Ryan McMahon before the season just to take a peek for if he could be ultimately a guy that we could trade for before the season. And his splits away from Colorado aren't great. And that's what concerns me.
kind of a Fugazi all-star last year.
Probably only one.
Only one. Yeah, it's no. Eugenio is the guy out of this list. Eugenio Suarez is the guy.
He's also on the list. I just didn't go to him first because we spoke about it already.
Oh yeah.
And then Bo Bichette was the other one.
Bo Bichette, obviously that would be my number one, but you need Toronto to fall off. We need Boston or Toronto to bottom out. We can't. The worst case scenario for the Tigers at the deadline is Boston and Toronto both being playoff teams or in the hunt for being playoff teams still, because then they won't be selling. So you need one of them to bottom out. Love you too, Leo.
And this is a tweet from Scotty Bentley earlier today. It says, Bichette and the Jays are currently wild card 1 in the AL.
Yeah.
Austin Riley has like 9 years left in his contract, along with everyone else on the Braves being locked up long term. And Skeens has 5 years left. Let's focus on players the Tigers could actually get, and they would actually get moved by the deadline.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, none of these names, Suarez is the only one for you guys.
Suarez is the only one that does anything for me.
On this list, yeah.
Is it a realistic one?
And
Suarez is
Bohm
extremely
does.
realistic.
Bohm does something for me.
Bohm does.
Against that the lefty OPS is
That's a great point.
Yeah, Bohm would be nice too, but you could say the same thing about Bo Bichette that you could say about Alec Bohm.
Yeah.
Why would they trade him? They're trying to win a World Series. So we still got, a month and a half until the trade deadline, so a lot can change with how these teams are sitting in the wild card race. So like I said, maybe the Blue Jays fall off. Maybe they lose fucking 6 games in a row and they fall out of the wild card spot and they're feeling a little frisky to try to get rid of him while they can. Who knows? But Alec Bohm, if Bo Bichette is not going to be on the move, neither is Alec Bohm. So Eugenio, out of this list, Eugenio Suarez is the one that is the most realistic and would fit what the Tigers need the most.
And to be honest,
he's probably the best out of all of them outside of Bo Bichette.
And to be honest, it's not going to break the bank.
No.
It really will not break the farm at all. I don't even think you're talking. Is he on an expiring, Spenny? Do you have that?
Eugenio? I'll check.
Because I know you're a big Eugenio guy here. Yeah, I'm in on Eugenio Suarez. If this is it,
Bring him home.
Bring him home.
Bring
Back
him home.
to Detroit.
Tigers
Left
legend.
in 2014.
Tigers legend Eugenio Suarez.
One of the first.
No, he is on a. Oh wait.
Yeah, let's take a peek.
No, yeah, he's got. It's a club option. He's an unrestricted free agent next year.
What's he on with lefties?
Let's see.
I would imagine pretty fucking good.
Mark Pajat in the Woodward Sports Chat says, "Why is everyone trying to replace McKinstry? Isn't he playing well enough?"
Nobody's trying to replace McKinstry.
Yeah,
McKinstry can literally play everywhere. You bring in an everyday third baseman, that allows you to play McKinstry in right field. And that's where I want to play McKinstry because he's got the best arm on the team. So I want him throwing dudes out at third base. What was that? Oh, lefty splits.
Lefty splits. Speaking of splitting, Pistons might be getting rid of some people heading out of town as a trade for Kevin Durant.
He's got – no.
This one real quick.
Not good against lefties.
Oh, no?
Really?
But he mashes righties.
That's crazy.
868 versus righties, 561 versus lefties.
Salty Pork Chop says, Nick, did you catch the PFT with Scooble today? Evan Petzel just posted that they said 10 years, $425 million, and he would sign me up. Yeah, I did watch that whole entire thing. I'm sure we'll get into it maybe tomorrow or later today.
Yeah, she sent it. I don't know. Before we do that, we have a guest coming on. His name's Khalil. We'll be talking Detroit Pistons and their trade targets. We return Tigers afterward, but first and foremost, tell us about Loom Cannabis.
Loom Cannabis. It's perfect for the golf course. Listen, these buzzing drinks, they're 7.5 milligrams in a can, and I'm telling you, they're delicious. They don't even taste like, they just taste like you're drinking lemonade or you're drinking whatever it is. The raspberry lemonade one is really good. Make sure you go to loom.com to find all of their products. Loom Cannabis, loom.com to find all of their products. You can scan that QR code on the screen. You can place an order and go pick it up. You place the order online. Use promo code WSN30 to get 30% off your order. 30% every time. WSN30. It's Loom Cannabis.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 13th from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Nemo's in Corktown for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ven Johnson.
Tired of losing out on the car of your dreams? Bad credit? No credit? At the Feldman Chevrolet Freedom Sale, we say yes. Over 5,000 new Chevys to choose from, all priced to move with our best deals of the year. Get a 2025 Silverado for just $149 a month, or this 2026 Equinox for only $209 a month. When other dealers say no, Feldman Chevrolet says yes. Don't miss the Freedom Sale, going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Bad boys of Detroit sports media are here. We won't back down. We are Woodward Sports, Detroit's #1 sports network.
Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC has deals for everybody. You can get a 2025 Envision Preferred all-wheel drive for $259 per month, the 2025 Hummer EV SUV for $699 per month, or the 2025 Sierra Double Cab Elevation for $169 per month. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. Scan that QR code on the screen or go to lesstanford.com. Les Stanford together. Let's ride.
What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live, WoodSports.com. Me, Joe, much more reaction. Chris, Nicholas, Kohloff, what?
So me and Ryan went to this place in Birmingham. He got some running shoes.
Okay.
And so you see the fit today?
Yeah.
From behind, this fit looks way different than it does from in front.
Oh, shit.
The camo shirt,
Red hat.
People thought I was just full MAGA walking down the street for sure. But
Here comes the MAGA man.
There was I saw like 3 different people wearing the same shirt. It was dope. We're all like, oh, yeah, like a shirt.
Too bad you run the scissor.
Yeah.
Do we got my guy Koo? Hi, Koo.
I love SZA. She's so hot, dude.
SZA is.
And if you can
very
sing,
good.
that's like +2 for me,
Is.
automatically.
For sure.
And she's already like at least a 9.
Isn't that weird? Like, I get the whole like sirens myths and stuff like that because like singing is like an
it'll
attraction.
work on
It's
me
weird.
for sure.
Yeah,
If I heard a bad bitch singing to me over a boat, I'm diving in.
that's a wrap. Shout out to our guy Koo.
Shout out
Joining
Koo.
while we're talking about SZA.
Shout
Giving us some
out
time.
Koo.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
sir. Yes, sir. All right, man.
doing?
How you doing? We're doing good, man. We're flying high. If you get what we're saying. You get Just having a grand old time.
Shout out Loom.
Perfect.
Now, initially, I hit you up to talk KD, and then the reports came out. KD probably not interested in coming here. It was like Houston and a bunch of other teams.
He wants San Antonio.
I might injure him myself if that was. I mean, that would be so
Jesus,
annoying.
dude.
Why do they get everything? My whole life. My whole life. That can't be a thing.
Yeah.
But if it were, can you at least explain to Pistons fans why it makes sense to have a Kevin Durant on this team? Or am I tripping?
So, like, and when I talked about this in the pod a little bit, at first I was like, absolutely not. I would not do it. But as I thought about it a little bit more, if you could get KD without giving up, like, future assets, then, yeah, obviously, it's Kevin Durant. He just shot crazy from the field last year. He's still an insane shot maker. He's still an insane offensive scorer in this league. So if you could get him without giving up offensive or future assets, I mean, yeah, why not? You probably get him. The expectation is whatever team he gets traded to, he's going to sign a 2-year extension with. So you're basically betting that KD from 37 to 40 years old is still going to be an all-star, borderline all-NBA player. And I know we've kind of got accustomed to older players kind of surviving that long, so a lot of people think he can do it. I hope he can. But that would be the risk there. But, I mean, I guess it kind of – me and my friends were talking about it yesterday, and it really comes down to, do you believe – if the Pistons traded for Kevin Durant, that within the next 3 years, him and Cade could get out the East? If you believe so, then okay, sure, go ahead. Because I don't think it would cause you to lose all of your assets to get Kevin Durant. It sounds like the offers are going lower and lower because he is 37 years old, and the last few teams who have given up a ton for him has not worked very well out for him. So I'm assuming most teams do not want to give up that much for him. So, like, yeah, if you got him for, I don't know, like 1 first and, you know, what Tobias probably would have to be a salary match, and then I don't know. I mean, you probably plug stuff around, but you don't want to give up too many future assets for a 37-year-old. My point is, you only really do this deal if you think as soon as we get Kevin Durant, we can come out the East within the next 3 years and be a legit title contender. If you think that happens, then sure, go ahead. But I have questions on even if they did get KD, I'm not sure if they get out the East even with that. So I don't know if I'd give up first-round capital for a guy that's 37 if I don't think they can get out the East within the next 2 years.
Who's the bully in the East? That's got you hold up on that one.
It's not about there's no real bully in the East right now. It's more so that I think getting KD helps your half-court offense, but I think the rest of the Pistons' problems still are there. And then if you get KD and you sign him to this 2-year extension, which I think it would be like 62 and $67 million, you don't really have much cap space to address the issues I think this team still very much would have, which is defense at the 4 position, depth at the 4 position, more guards that don't get picked on defensively and that you can actually play in a playoff rotation and not, go from Malik to THJ, back to Malik, back to THJ. Like, I think this team has yes, they would get better if they got KD, but I think they would have issues like, for example, Indiana is in the finals because they're like 10, 11 deep, and they can just throw 10 guys at you, and they're all really good. I don't think the Pistons get deeper. They would get much more top-heavy, but I don't know if that would still, I don't know if that helps them beat the Indiana team. It helps them beat them, but I don't know if that puts them over the top against Indiana. And I'm higher than most on New York going into next year. I think New York will be better. But the East is definitely weaker than the West, so you definitely could have a chance. I just don't know if the problems that the Pistons have get solved by the half-court offensive issues but the rest of the issues still are there.
I agree. I think whoever moves on KD we're trying to win a championship in the next 2 years, so that's why we're bringing in Kevin Durant, and that's why Houston I could definitely see doing it. I could definitely see New York doing it, or even San Antonio, but another guy that you talk about with the four, you talked about the depth there, and I feel like he's been brought up for the past 3 years when we talk about the Pistons getting a four. Big ass shotgun, look like Lauri Markkanen. Like, do you think that is that a possibility again? I feel like we talk about it every summer.
So Lauri Markkanen, I think, is probably the most realistic option this offseason, and I would be for it. The question with Lauri is this: you're basically asking yourself, 2 years ago, he was an all-star, and he had the best year of his career. He was absolutely fantastic 2 years ago. The year after that, he still was pretty much the same efficiency, but just less volume, didn't score quite as much, but I think he was probably just as good that year. This past year, he really fell off. Efficiency fell off the cliff. He only played, I believe, in 44 games this past year. So the question that you ask with Lauri is, do you think that he is do you think he is closer to the guy that we saw 2 years ago and 3 years ago, or is this last year a sign that he's fallen off or he's not really that player anymore? I tend to believe that this past year had a lot to do with the fact that Utah Jazz were trying everything possible to lose, and that they were going to sit him games, they were going to put on bad players on the floor, they were doing everything possible to try to get the best odds in the draft to try to get Cooper Flagg, and I think that has a lot to do with why he's missed so many games this past year, and then even games 2 years ago. So I tend to believe he's more of the player still 2-3 years ago when he's asked to be a second best player or third best player on the team. I think he can do that still again. I think he's a very versatile offensive scorer. The way in which he's able to – he's a 7-foot power forward that can jump out the building, can shoot off screens, can shoot off movement, can pull up over guys, can shoot off the dribble. He's not the greatest playmaker, but the way in which you utilize him, you're not really asking him to be a playmaker. Like, if he could be a playmaker, that would obviously make him better, but that's not really how you're weaponizing him. He's an incredibly versatile and skilled offensive player at the 4 position, and it really is the exact type of offensive player you probably would want next to Cade, at least how I'd want next to Cade. The other issue is what is it? The pick and pop. I just want someone who can pick and pop. And a guy that if you run a screen and roll with them and they switch to try to take away the pick and pop, he is going to obliterate that matchup. He can get to the rim on a guard. He can just raise up over a guard. You can run him off-ball screens, and he can score like that, something that not many 4s can do. You can run a pin down for him. He's coming up flying off. He's going to hit a movement 3 at the wing. Like, that's just different type of gravity that the Pistons just haven't had. He can attack a closeout, comes off the pin down, they get out there on it, pump fake, he can get to the basket. He's very efficient from the free throw line as well. Offensively, he's a really, really, really good offensive player. Defensively, he's not the greatest defender. I would argue he's a better defender than Tobias simply because he's bigger, stronger, and rebounds better. Mm-hmm. But he is not the greatest defender, and that definitely is a weakness of his. But my argument to that would then be the Pistons had a top 8 defense with Tobias Harris and THJ in the lineup after January. You're telling me it's just going to get worse with Lauri Markkanen instead of Tobias? I don't buy it. And with a full season of Ausar Thompson and probably a better 2 starting next to Cade than THJ, I don't buy that Lauri Markkanen is just going to crash your defense. The Utah Jazz's defense has been fine with him. Not fine, but it's been better with him on the floor each of the past 3 years anyways, according to BBP stats and NBA.com. So I don't think that just having Lauri on your floor is just killing your defense if you have the personnel around him to make up for it, which I do think the Pistons have in Ausar Thompson. So the other thing, last thing that comes up with Markkanen is his contract, because a few years ago, he was probably the best contract in the NBA for how he was playing. Then he got extended. Now you're actually paying him. I don't have the exact numbers for his contract up. I should have brought it up. But I believe it's around like $45-ish million a year now from here on out. I got the numbers right. Yeah, 46, 46, 49, 53.
Yep.
And that's around, right now it would be 30% of the cap, then 27, then 26, then 26. So would you be willing to pay Lauri Markkanen that much of your cap? And I think people look at the number that it is, like $46 million sounds insane. $53 million sounds insane. But then my question to you would be this. Would you pay your second best player or third best player if he eventually becomes that? Because I think Asar could still end up being the second most impactful player just because of his defense. But let's say he's the second best player anyways. Are you willing to pay the second best player in your team 26% of the cap? Yeah, like that's probably how it's going to work. Do you think Lauri Markkanen can be the second best player on the Pistons and they can build a team around him, Cade, Asar, whatever, and they can be a threat in the East over the next 3 years with him taking up that percentage of the cap? If you think so, I say you definitely should do the trade. I think that they definitely could. He's the type of player I very much want at the 4 next to Cade. I don't think his struggles last year were really about him. I think it's more about Utah. The only concern I really have in all of this is Danny Ainge going to try to fleece you, and is he going to operate in good faith? If he's going to come to you and ask, we want Ivy, 3 first-round picks, and Brian Holland, I'm like, dude, like, come on, chill out. But if you're able to get him for, a reasonable deal that makes sense for both sides, I would definitely be going after Markkanen in this offseason. I'm pretty high on him.
Yeah,
what do you
would
think
love that.
Ainge gets out of you though? We all know he kind of takes someone to behind the shed with
But
those
he's got
trades.
so much like
He don't care. It's Danny Ainge.
That is true.
The thing is that and my friend Hal on Twitter has said this a few times, but the problem that Ainge put himself in was that a few years ago, like I said, he was on the best contract in the league. That was the best time to trade for him. That if you wanted to capitalize on his value, that was the best time to trade him. Now, after a down year and whatever team's trading for him is also accepting, okay, he's coming off a down year and we have to pay him 46, 47, 40, that much money, teams probably are not going to offer him the same amount amount of value in return for that. And over the last 2 years, it didn't really feel like Utah actually was trying to trade him. It felt like they paid him and felt like, okay, we're going to take it. Kind of like, it's a very rough example, but kind of like what OKC did with SGA, where it's like, we don't want to trade you, we're going to extend you, but during these first 2 years, sorry, we're going to tank because we want to build a team, and you just got to be okay with it. It felt like that's what more so they were trying to do with Lauri Markkanen, and then now is really when they're like, okay, we got to move him. We got to move him for some assets. It is what it is. We got to kind of recalibrate here. So I don't think Danny Ainge is going to, if they actually want to move him this offseason, he's not going to get this crazy deal for him.
Yeah.
Maybe he's stubborn. He holds on to him and just doesn't trade him. That definitely could happen. We've seen Danny Ainge do it before. But the most I could see being given up for Lauri Markkanen, I don't even want to say the Pistons package, because as soon as you trading anybody with the Pistons, fans go crazy. But it would probably be something like, you need Tobias in it because it has to be salary match.
Yep.
Either Tobias or Stu, and I don't think you want to move Stu. So it's probably Tobias, a first, and then maybe one of the young guys. My guess would be Tobias, Ivy, and a distant first. That's what I think would be probably the package around Lauri.
Why do you hate Ivy so much? Oh my god!
I mean, that just seems like the realistic package for me. I feel like Ainge will probably try to get multiple first. I'm not doing that. Really, the value that you're giving up there is just Ivy in first, because Tobias is just viewed as the salary match. So really, would you trade Ivy and a 28 first for Lauri Markkanen is basically what you should be asking yourself. I probably would.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people probably would not want to give up Ivy for him. So, I mean, it is what it is. But I think that's what the deal would probably look like.
And
would you
there
do that,
is, huh?
Would you do that,
I would do that, yeah, for sure. Miles Turner keeps getting brought up, and I would love Miles Turner on this team. I think that would be perfect. But is that realistic? Is Indiana just going to let him go after they're probably going to get their ass whooped here in the rest of the series? But after making this finals run, they can't just move on from him, can they? Now, finally, after 10 years where they're like, are we going to trade him? You finally make the finals, and now you get rid of him?
Right. No, I don't think it's realistic. I think it sounds like there was a reporting over the last few days that they want to extend him to a $30 million average per year contract. I think that's probably what's going to happen. My takeaway from the Pistons constantly being linked to these stretch bigs is, and I talked about this on the podcast the last few days, is there's either two things are happening here. Either one, and this very well could be the case because we're in off-season mode and right before the free agency, agents are just linking guys to teams that maybe could be potentially interested in them to try to drive up their players' value. That very well could be what's happening here. They know the Pistons are a team trying to get better, may want a big. let's go ahead and link the Pistons, drive up this price, try to get rumors started, whatever. That very well could be what happens. If that's not what's happening, the next thing I think about is, okay, this gives you at least a little bit of an insight into how at least somebody in the Pistons organization feels about their big man room. Like that, it tells me that maybe at least there's a little smoke to, and again, maybe it's just the agent thing. Maybe it's reading too much into it, but it's not just him. It was also Naz Reid. We've heard about them, and even last offseason, they were trying to get Nicholas Claxton. They were trying to link to Brook Lopez. I saw a report a few days ago that maybe the Pistons could go after Brook Lopez and free. Like, it's been a year now, ever since Trajan took over, that we've seen him linked to these stretch big type of bigs. So to me, if it's not the agent thing, it just tells me that at least there's a little smoke to the idea of, can Ausar and Durant play together? Yes. Or are we maximizing the potential, ceiling of whatever Ausar, Cade, whatever could be offensively with a non-shooting big? Or would it be better if we had a stretch big? What would that look like? To me, it feels like it may be at least a little smoke into that thought process. But I don't know if we'll know that until really draft time.
Do you think Pistons fans would be big enough to say they'd rather have Miles Turner than Jalen Duren?
No.
Yeah, no. I don't think so.
No. Not after the beef.
No. Not after the beef.
Yeah,
he plays with Legos. Yeah, but he also shoots the ball pretty fucking well.
Plays defense.
And plays great perimeter defense, too. Like, the way he's moving his feet, dude.
Oh, he's really good.
Pistons fans, man. Love them, but
I respect them.
Trajan, they ride for their guys.
Yeah, I guess you got to respect that part of it. But Trajan actually coming in, like even bringing Tobias, like he knows stretch the floor with Cade Cunningham. If you have a playmaker like that, like that's really all you need.
Yeah, I mean,
well, not all you need, but
first, I think it's not just Pistons fans. It's literally fan bases across the whole NBA. I don't know. I'm not going to speak to like other sports, but NBA fan base. I mean, I saw people on Twitter the other day like, I can't believe I'm watching NBA fan bases say they don't want Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's not just the Pistons. Like there's multiple. There's fan bases. Yeah, like there's fan bases everywhere that believe that their guy is the next Giannis, that their guy is the next star. Every single guy is the next star. Therefore, you don't want to move off him. So it's not just Pistons fans, but I will say that the Pistons are in a unique position this offseason because I don't know, like based off their free agency flexibility, their only real way of getting better is either through trade or just assuming that everyone's going to get better and you get better off internal development. So I don't think they can really do anything in free agency, which is why it's like they were linked to Santi Aldama a few days ago. Mm-hmm. They've been linked to quite a few free agents, but based on how they have, if they operate as an over-the-cap team, all they can offer is Malik Beasley as MLE, and then they have nothing else. So how are they, like, that's what makes me think it might be just agents stirring up rumors, because I don't see, unless the Pistons have a deal with Brooklyn where they take off a lot of their salary or something, I don't see how they're really going after any of these guys. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Is Bobby Klitman the future of the force?
Pistons fans will tell you.
Look, listen. Bobby is a great person. He's a great guy. Seriously, a great guy. I got to ask him a few questions. Great dude. Did you guys get to watch him a little bit, like in all the garbage time throughout the season?
Yeah.
Like, look, maybe he gets better. If he gets better, that'd be great. I'm not saying these guys can't get better, but a team just made the 6th seed. Your expectations is to win a first-round series. Banking on that, it just seems like counterproductive, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's fair.
You mentioned the MLE exception for Malik. Any of these trades stopping that from happening at all, you think?
What is it?
The Malik Beasley. I guess, like, how much is he gonna want? Are these trade scenarios going to stop us from re-signing Malik Beasley?
So the way, as long as the Pistons operate as over the cap, they can do things in a certain order to where even if it did, they could just re-sign Malik first and then make like another deal official after. But no, nothing they do trade-wise should. I mean, the only thing that actually could impact them trade-wise is if they decide to use the MLE as a trade exception. They could just use the money instead of re-signing Malik. They could use that money, the $14 million, as a way to absorb a contract and trade instead. But it seems like that's not what they want to do. Them re-signing Malik shouldn't have an impact on whatever. How they want to re-sign Malik could, like if they want to become a cap space team, then give him the $16 million, then that changes some things how they want to operate. But just simply re-signing Malik in whatever way, no, that shouldn't stop them from making a trade if they want to, no.
You think you can command more than $14 million, though, in the open market?
So the thing is that the only team with cap space this offseason, as of right now, is Brooklyn. Every other team is either in the second apron a first apron or above the cap. So the most that any team can offer him outside of Brooklyn, which I don't think anyone really expects Brooklyn to go try to give Malik Beasley a bag. Outside of Brooklyn, the most anyone can offer him is what the Pistons will offer him, which is the $14 million exception. So every team can offer him that exception that's above the cap and below the first apron. So as long as any teams in that area can offer him the exact same amount as the Pistons, unless a team tries to create cap space to offer him more to give him away from Detroit, which again I don't think teams are going to do. Yeah. It seems like the most he's going to get is $14 million.
That's great. That's phenomenal.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
The new apron stuff is changing.
No more
the
Mike
NBA.
Conley contracts given.
Yeah, man.
God,
Well,
you know
what's super interesting, which I wanted to ask. I had Keith Smith of Spot Track on the podcast a few days ago.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think about it until yesterday. I really wish I could have got to ask him, but I could be completely wrong here. But based on how I'm reading things, if there's no one with cap space, and Brooklyn's the only team with cap space, and everyone only has room exceptions that are below the first apron, does that mean like these free agents that maybe could go for more are going to be forced to sign for like the $5 million exception? They're going to be forced to sign with the vet min or whatever because there's just not teams with money this offseason. So maybe the Pistons could get someone really good for $5 million simply because teams don't have the money this offseason. We're already seeing it sounds like Tyus Jones is going to have to sign for a minimum contract.
Dude, I would take Tyus Jones so quick.
Malcolm Brogdon, they're saying he's going to have to sign for a minimum contract. So I wonder if like maybe one of these guys that people think the Pistons could really use that, oh yeah, they're definitely getting $14 million. They're definitely getting that, whatever. Maybe they don't actually get that. Maybe it's another Malik Beasley scenario where it's like, okay, he's worth more than that, but he ends up signing for a 1 year, $6 million, 1 year vet min to try to raise his value for the following season. Yeah. I think the Pistons could sneak in there and maybe get that off, which with how the free agency looks, with Brooklyn only being the only team with cap, and it sounds like Brooklyn's going to use it to absorb contracts and get trades off. It doesn't sound like they're going to use it in free agency. So I'm interested to see how this whole free agency stuff works out.
I was just about to say, so you're saying like if Kevin Durant gets moved, let's say to Houston, that means Fred VanVleet is probably going to end up on Brooklyn because they're the only team that can absorb a contract like that?
It sounds like they could do a few things because Houston has a few matching salaries that they could use to trade for KD. It just depends on what team wants.
Yeah.
I think if it depends, like I don't think like Phoenix would want Fred VanVleet. Maybe they want Fred VanVleet and they just they take him back. But if they don't want the salary that's coming back to him, yes, Brooklyn's the only team. And that's why you see Brooklyn, all the 3-team mock trades or whatever, because they're the team. They're the only ones that can absorb a contract. So yeah, technically, if they wanted to reroute Fred VanVleet, it would be to Brooklyn. They could do it with Jalen Green, even though I think Houston or Phoenix would probably want to hold on to Jalen Green. But like any of them that they decide to move, they would get rerouted to Brooklyn, and then Brooklyn maybe gets a pick for doing it, a pick or two or something.
I can't wait to see how this affects the NBA like down the line with like bigger names when they hit the market. It's going to be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Rookie contracts are more valuable than ever now. Those first-round picks are more valuable than ever.
That's why I think that something to watch for. I think the Pistons might trade up with Brooklyn in the draft because Brooklyn has, I think, 3 or 4 first-round picks. They can't use all of them. They can't draft all of them. They're definitely going to. Maybe they package them to move even higher. Who knows? But if there's a team that has a first-round pick that you can go and trade up for, because now with all these prospects going back to college, that 37 overall pick is no longer that valuable for the Pistons. Yeah. So could the Pistons, I think, use the 37th pick and maybe Marcus Sasser to try to trade up with, Brooklyn. Maybe Brooklyn likes Sasser. Maybe they want to take that on. They get another asset later on. I think they definitely could because you are right. I think, especially if you're Trajan, I had someone bring this up to me the other day, and it's a good point. If you're Trajan, you only really have one of your guys here. You have 2, I guess, Bobby and Ron, but only one of these guys are really your guys. And GMs love to draft. GMs love to go get their guys. They love to be able to say, this guy hit, I got this guy. And especially in your second year, and especially like you mentioned, with rookie contracts, being able to get guys who are cheap, cost-controlled, team-controlled, that can impact on their rookie contract, I definitely can see a future where Trajan's like, okay, I'm going to trade up into the first round, get this guy I think can really help us right now, and just I haven't really gotten the chance to get my guys. So I think Brooklyn's a candidate to definitely trade up with. They're not going to use all their first-round picks. I don't think it's possible.
And real quick, Goo, before we get you out of here, you talked about your guy Trajan wanting his guy Trey Murphy. There are talks about him. Is that something that I mean, if you're going in for Lauri Markkanen, I feel like Trey Murphy would be right there too, and that's his guy.
Yeah, look, if they could get Trey Murphy, I'd give up everything. Like, not everything, but I'd give up way more than for Lauri than I would for. I would give up more for Trey than I would for Lauri. Like, I would give up multiple picks for Trey, but I heard a few days ago, and once the whole reports started coming out that maybe the Pelicans move off of everybody, I went and asked somebody really respected about is Trey Murphy available, and they said flat out no, it's not happening. So I don't think Trey's being traded.
Cool, man. I appreciate you taking the time to join us. I know you get the Jaden Ivey article you just put out. What else you got going on?
Yeah, so I got some more season reviews coming out. The Jaden Ivey season review was the best. Everyone loved that one. It had the most views, most reactions. Everyone loved it. So I gained the most subs off of it, so I'm glad everyone enjoyed it. I have some more reviews coming. We might do Cade's season review next. I'm going to do some film breakdowns over the best, worst games of the year, what to improve on, what needs to stay, etc. We got a lot of stuff coming to you guys over on the Substack. You can find it over at Piston Kudos on Substack. Obviously, you guys can find me, daily podcast, Locked On Pistons every single day. Whatever podcast platform you find it on, you can follow me on Twitter at Kukio. But yeah, man, appreciate you guys having me on. Hopefully next time you guys have me on, something's happened in the NBA because it sounds like it's going to be an absolute crazy next 2 weeks in the NBA if Shams is correct.
Yeah, can't wait. Appreciate you as always, man. Well, we got to double up on the breaks. Let's do Ben Johnson and Lady Jane's, and then we'll come back to the other two.
Sounds good.
Shout out
Nick.
to Koo, by the way, man.
Yeah, shout out to
Always
Koo for
good.
coming through.
I like how he's talking too. Like I think Lauri Markkanen would be a really fucking good fit with Cade Cunningham.
I've always wanted that.
I just want somebody who can pick and pop. Like, I don't think that's too much to ask for.
Pick and pop and
a
stretch
pick
the
and
floor.
pop with Lauri would be pretty nasty.
And if you get caught with a big ass shotgun, you know who to call. Justice. It just means different things to different people. But whether it's a settlement or a verdict, justice is always worth the fight. If you've got a case, contact the fighters at Ben Johnson Law today and get the justice you deserve. Tough, tenacious trial lawyers. Ben Johnson Law.
And let me tell you about Lady Jane's. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Stop in, sit down, relax, get an award-winning haircut from one of our lovely, talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you will. We got This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Mad Packs in stores now. They got a ton of different stuff for you to choose from. Like, if you just want regular flour, if you don't like all the infused and wax and rosin and stuff like that, they just got regular old degular weed. It's not regular degular because that shit's chronic, but it's just normal weed in the Mad Packs. Or you've got the Blizzard Pack THCA Moon Rocks. You've got the high-low infused pre-rolls. Those are my favorite. And the Boom Shakalaka Tarantulas. Go to getmadpacks.com right now to find out where you can get some. They're in stores now. It's Mad Packs. And let me tell you about Dr. Pierce. Attention sports fans. By the way, shout out to Dr. Pierce for bringing in the legend, the Iceman, George Gervin, one of the best basketball players of all time, Hall of Famer in the studio. That was awesome. Also, another legend of the NBA, ISO Joe Johnson, was in the studio today. Very cool meeting both of those guys. Make sure you guys tap in with Dr. Jeff Pierce. He is going to be the official team doctor of Detroit's Big Three team, so that'll be very cool. Make sure you tap in live Tuesdays on Big The Energy and Thursdays on Ermanni and Edwards. Visit him at MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or give him a call at 248-426-9944.
That's amazing for the doc.
Yeah, it's very cool.
That's sick. What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live, WinSports.com. He's doing my small reaction. Chris, Nicholas, Kohloff, Birdie in the booth as well, doing very good. Shout out to Birdie holding it down
shout
there.
out Birdie.
Very impressed. I want to get to you, Nick.
We always get the best interns, dude.
We really do. And shout out to Chris. Chris found this one.
Yep.
You know?
Recruited by Chris.
I'm going to take credit when I'm in those meetings, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to Chris for this one.
For sure.
Shout out to Birdie holding it down. You guys want us full government, just hit the like button. We'll get there. Nick, Scooble was on PMT.
He'll do it.
I'll fucking want one.
You fucking want one.
Tariq Scooble was on PMT, and he gave out his contract number. They got that out of him.
This is, I didn't see it. Obviously, PMT, the biggest sports podcast in the world, had Tariq Scooble on. He was in their Chicago office.
Yeah.
A couple weeks. Or
he was talking shit.
A couple days ago. He was talking shit, you know, because
fuck your team.
It's funny, because the Big Cat asked him. Big Cat, by the way,
who's
love
next
Big
start?
Cat. Big Cat's
I love Big Cat. Yeah.
He said,
I'm a Barstool guy. I like Big Cat.
Big Cat. I love the whole Yak. The Yak is a really good podcast from
What's
Barstool. It's Big Cat, Brandon Walker, Nick Tirani, JB. It's really funny. They just talk bullshit. It's
us.
Anything, yeah. But yeah, we could play it. Yeah, if you want a screen record
All right,
it,
I just
send
got
it to
the screen recording. This is I'm gonna send it over to Birdie. This is just straight from Spotify, so we can play this.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
He's triple
The one time he wants to check.
Yeah.
The one time. I mean, what? I had some highlights, dude.
But yeah, they interviewed Tariq Scooble. He was in there because it was funny because it was when they were playing the White Sox and they were in Chicago, and Big Cat asked him. He was like, when's your next start? He's like, against your team on Sunday. Fuck your team.
Yeah, fuck your team.
He was pitching against dude. I love Scoops, man. He was number one. No, Dan Campbell was, which is fair.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really want to pound some beers with Tariq Scooble, dude. Seems
sure.
just like a total fucking bro. Like, Scoobs, anytime you want a massage, dude.
Whoa.
You fit right in.
What the fuck?
On the heavyweights. What do you mean? He's got the Pharaoh Q massage chair fit for a Cy Young winner.
I am a fan of guys with big butts.
It's just a weird way to go about
Tariq Scooble does have
inviting him to hang out.
Dude's got some massive quads, man.
He's a big boy.
Straight. He's a horse, dude. Love Scoops.
Yeah. Did not think that'd be the way you propose.
You know what? Let me hit that.
Hey, you want a massage, dude? We got a $15,000 massage chair right here for
How about the hot start? Would you like a massage?
Yeah, Nick will help you out for the whole finish, too.
I mean, hot start. We gotta.
He didn't deny it.
What?
I said Nick will help you out for the whole finish, too.
No, hot start. Talking about that little. Whatever it takes.
Hey, take one for the team.
I respect it.
Yeah, so this was Tariq Scooble on Part of My Take. He gave great insight to not even just what goes into pitching day in and day out, but he goes deep into the clubhouse and what makes this team special. And he talked about some of the players, like specifically like how they keep it light around the clubhouse. I'm going to have to go back and clip some of that, but this one was specifically on the interaction that he had with Alex Bregman that went viral earlier this season when he was talking and telling him to take a pitch. So this was a very interesting, in-depth look at a little behind the curtain of that interaction. Birdie, if you could play.
We got it.
Do we?
I don't think you got it yet.
Okay.
Speak to us, Chris. Talk to us, Chris.
Yeah.
No? Okay. Nobody's talking to us.
You're good. We're good.
I mean, just
we'll get that footage for you. But
yeah, the reason this goes hand in hand, or basically this goes hand in hand of what Scott Harris talked about earlier. And if it is the right guy with the right fit that you're adding into your organization that this team has already vetted in this
He's talking about Bregman?
system has already vetted. No, I'm saying let's just put 2 and 2 together here. We already offered this guy a massive contract. He didn't accept it.
You really
ultimately.
think they're going to trade for Bregman?
Let's see what Tarek Skubal has to say about Alex Bregman.
Just the game. And I like Bregman. I like the way he plays the game. I love everything about him. He's a grinder. I've heard great things in the clubhouse about him. And so I go down to the other side of the dugout, and I'm like, hey, take one. Can you please take one your next at-bat? And then he steps in the box for his third at-bat, and I kind of give him the hands like, hey, just take one.
Yeah.
And I threw a strike, and he took it, and I started laughing because he did it.
Yeah.
And then the next pitch, single.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, and then he gets the first. I go, maybe take 2 next time.
Yeah,
I don't
right,
know.
right.
Can you just take, maybe I'll just the game. And
well, we
I like Bregman. I like the way he plays the game. I love everything about him. He's a grinder.
Why would we play it?
We just
I think you're muted.
Well, he just said, I love Bregman. I love everything about Bregman. I love the way he plays the game. They were already mapping this whole thing out prior to.
Yeah,
and so was this team.
You heard him there. He talked about how he loved him and he played the game. We heard that. And oh yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
He's against it. It's a slap in the face.
I think it's a slap in the face.
I think Scott be a little too proud to make that move. I mean, how big of a fucking dumbass do you look like? You were able to close the deal. It's a very doable deal, and then you go and trade for him. You give him assets,
and
when you could have got him for not. I mean, not saying nothing. You're paying money, but now you have to go give up shit to go get him.
Nick, who's Alex Bregman's agent?
Scotty boy, but
who's Tarek Skubal's agent?
Scott Boras.
Probably
Great
why
call
he's
there.
talking him up like that.
I just think that he's a fan of baseball and he knows that Alex Bregman plays the game.
What would you give
the
up?
right way, Nick? Say it.
And no, I don't think it's that big of a slap in the face. And this is what all of Detroit needs to get over, is that Alex Bregman took $12 more million per season to play in Boston. All right? Everybody, get over your high horse. Please. Yes, this team's great, but
Scott would do
I
it?
ultimately think, yes, I believe this. I truly do.
Nick, what's the trade package?
Honestly, I think he opts out. I believe that he's going to opt out of this contract and make more money. He doesn't come back until early to mid-July. That is when he is either going to... I mean, let's see where Boston's at then. Are they going to be selling?
What do the Tigers give up to get him?
Probably not one of your top 3 prospects.
They're not going to get him.
Is that enough?
As in they're not trading their top 3 prospects for Bregman. You trade one of your top 3 prospects for like a Corbin Carroll or some sort of like superstar that is not available. But I'm saying that's what you would trade him for. Not a guy that could possibly opt out.
Cody Ingle said, relax, Brick. Brick loves lamp. I can't see it, dude.
I don't think it's happening.
Would I like it to happen? Sure, yeah, but I don't know. I think that's Skubal just gassing up his buddy.
Scoob saying that doesn't mean Scott is down to do it.
See, they love him. Skubal loves him.
Yeah.
This team obviously loved him. He came here and played against this team. What did he do?
He raked.
I think a home run like
against
2 or 3
the best
games.
pitcher in baseball. You know who you're going to see in the postseason? The best pitchers. I mean, I just think that, like...
I'm with you, Nick, but I'm just saying in the realm of reality, like,
in the realm
Scott
of reality,
Harris really going to do that after swinging and missing on him in free
Is
agency?
this
That doesn't make
unlikely?
sense.
Yes.
Am I
certain
mistaken?
things have to happen. The Boston needs to fall off a cliff, Am I mistaken here? Am I mistaken?
We gotta make that a shirt.
Oh, for sure.
Have we won anything?
Or get over.
Have we won anything?
We should make all the Nickism shirts. Like, am I mistaken? Get over your high horse. Tigers win. Tigers win.
Tigers win.
Am I mistaken?
You're not mistaken in terms of like it makes sense.
He said
Like, it would be
today
great to
there
have
are
them.
no untouchables. Easy.
Yeah, but that's a
This
philosophy.
isn't like Alex Bregman's not going to take one of your quote-unquote untouchables.
But why
why
would Boston trade Alex Bregman?
Because they're not going to be competing and he can opt out after the season.
I mean, yeah, if they fall apart. But
which I'm expecting them to do. They're a crapshoot. They called up a bunch of top prospects. That's when you know things are going south.
Coaches are fucking fighting with the players.
Devers can't
I just
figure
don't
out
know
a
if
position.
Scotty does it. That's the only thing.
I think if you were to ask the Tigers if they would have given Alex Bregman a 3-year, $120 million deal, they would have accepted it. They give him the long-term deal because that's what ultimately I believe they think they wanted. Boston came in big, you know what, swinging, and they gave him the cash.
Big what swinging? I don't know what.
I don't think there's any problem with. I don't think there's any problem with the money in itself. It's just swinging and missing on him, and then having to give up assets to go get him, and then he get opt out any given moment.
And I'm not saying the sky's falling if they don't get Bregman, but do I think it increases our chance to win a World Series? It
Absolutely
does.
would.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
That's all I'm saying. And I do think it's a real possibility. I wouldn't come here and say this to you guys and get roasted in my 16-man fantasy baseball chat league day in and day out with this Alex Bregman theory if I didn't believe it.
Okay, that's fair. I just don't see it happening. But let's go to break. We'll come back. We'll talk about something. Tell us about Caesars.
Caesars Sportsbooks, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you guys, if you would like to make that bet of Alex Bregman becoming a Detroit Tiger and then winning the World Series, you could do so and not miss out on a single dollar over up to $1,000 if you bet with promo code Woodward1000. Scan the QR code or visit CaesarsSportsbook.com. Use the promo code Woodward1000 your first deposit, and you can get up to $1,000 back as a bonus bet if you lose that first bet.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasta salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Bats are hot, and the weather is getting hotter. Summertime in the D with Detroit's big hitters, Woodward Sports.
What's the deal? It's your boy Birdie with Woodward Sports. If you want to stay updated on all the local information on all our teams, please follow us at Woodward Sports on all platforms. Woodward Sports on all platforms.
Cue up the desk. Birds are word. Birds are word. What up, welcome back to It's live on sports.com. Media must be more Raxter, Chris, Nicholas Kohloff.
What up,
Birdie in the building as well. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. My bad. Oh, you got some?
Just real quick, I think the Tigers are still a great team. Obviously, best record in baseball. The Tigers don't need to trade for Alex Bregman. I'm not saying they need Alex Bregman. I'm just saying if Boston tanks out, and he's going to opt out, it's going to be as cheap as ever to get him. And if it is for the rest of the season and it takes a B-level prospect, I'm taking that deal. That's all I'm saying.
Taking that what?
That deal.
Take that.
That was crazy.
And
Am I the only one that heard that like that?
No, yeah, you are. You're on some shit today.
I'm taking that deal.
Your hangout invite was, hey, Scuba, would you like a massage?
I mean, we got a fucking $15,000 massage check.
I just,
I could have offered him a rimmer, but I didn't.
Thought I'd take him out first.
Yeah.
It is a poll in the Woodward Sports chat. Could you see the Tigers trading for Alex Bregman? Oh, hell yes. Or this guy's fucking nuts.
Dude, I look huge in this shirt.
This guy's knuckle futz was 71% of the way. But, Nick, you're absolutely correct in the terms of, like, it would make you... that would be the... They should have fucking signed him when they had the chance, man. So annoying. It is what it is. Speaking of signing, guys, did you see the Za'Darius Smith video?
First time, kind of nervous, guy. You killed it, Birdie. Great job.
Yeah, you did.
What'd you say? Sorry.
Have you seen the Za'Darius Smith video?
I have.
Walking through some hotel. I should have sent it over.
Shout out to our guy Norm. He was boots on the ground. Got that video and DM'd it to Woodward Sports.
Wow,
yeah.
for real?
Yeah,
that's fucking
Shout
dope.
out Norm. He was at the BET Awards, and I guess he sends us like a lot of stuff. I believe his Instagram is ABB Norm. If you want to give him a follow, so shout out to him for
like Abnorm
for sending that. That's very cool, and I love what he says. Do we have the video, or if
no,
you
I'll send it.
It's in downloads.
Yeah,
I played it on BDE today, so it should be in downloads. But
I just sent it. That's easier. I don't know what's easier.
Yeah, I just love that he's his response to the video when he asked him, he's like, "When do you resign that deal with the Lions?" He said, "Soon." He's like, "That's all I need to hear."
That's all heard great things in the clubhouse about him, and
I
go
go
down to the.
Whoa, what was that?
Za'Darius Smith and Aiden Hutchinson on a third and long situation gets my piss hot, boy.
Yeah,
tell you that right now.
And we talked about it. Like you talk about a rotation of edge rushers opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. I expected this from the beginning. I know some people wavered on it, but I figured that this was going to be what happened. And
yeah, I just didn't know if he's pissed off or not.
Yeah,
clearly not.
I mean, Cash Doll's definitely keeping him happy.
All the quotes on the article from USA Today. Shout out for even speaking to him on this.
Gotta be.
Jesus.
Credit to the coaches. Yeah, that was crazy, Nick. You about to get shot
Show some fucking respect for a legend, dude.
Yeah,
everything's gonna be fine.
Nick.
Wow, dude. Nick might get shot out.
That was Nick Kohloff. But
why you always lying?
When we talked to him USA Today, it was like, I love the coaches, I love the front office. And when he said the front office part, I was like, bet. That means he's not pissed off about getting
He knows. It's a business.
Missing out. Yeah, he knows. Dude bought a fucking fake Detroit Lions like championship ring.
Yeah.
Dude's locked in.
Yeah, I expected this from the jump. I'm excited to hear it. You're starting to get more and more signs. Obviously, it's
Cash Doll.
It's not done until it's done, obviously. So, still got to get ink to paper. But we have, like, the second most cap space in the league right now. So, why wouldn't he re-sign with us?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I expect them to get it done. I'd love to hear that. And
what do you think?
Like I said, the rotation of edge rushers opposite of Aiden Hutchinson now.
It makes the Davenport thing so much more realistic if you get Za'Darius Smith.
Because you'll have Davenport, who, if healthy when playing, can do it all.
Mm-hmm.
You've got an extremely good run defender at the edge spot in Josh Pascal, and then you'll have a very good quarterback assassin in Za'Darius Smith.
And remember the NASCAR package? I don't know if you guys remember. They put all the edge rushers out there.
Za'Darius in the middle?
Quarterback. And he did it last year.
He liked doing it.
They would have Za'Darius Smith on the inside on third downs, and he's turned sacks for it. Za'Darius Smith, Aleem McNeil, Aiden Hutchinson, and then Marcus Davenport on the other side of it, too. It's dirty work.
And contrary to popular belief in the Woodward Sports chat, he is not a small guy. He is, 270 pounds.
Yeah.
So he could definitely
250
play.
pounds.
He could definitely play in the middle when he likes to. He's talked about how he likes doing that. Hey, dude, could you imagine, like you said, you put Hutch and Za'Darius on the inside on one of those?
My God.
That would be insane.
Even just him and Aleem. I mean, he was doing it last year without him.
He was doing it without him.
Getting after the quarterback.
Yeah, he was fantastic for the Lions last year. So, yeah. Obviously, like I said, nothing's a done deal, but I think that would alleviate a lot of the concern from the Brad Holmes contentious crowd, because you can't say he didn't address the defensive line. If you go out there, you re-sign Za'Darius Smith, you drafted Tyreek Williams and Hassanin, you have a fantastic defensive line at that point.
And that's the thing, too, is like then you're able to – because Hassanin's very much a developmental piece. You're then able to develop him instead of forcing him in the on the field situation where he may not be ready for the moment.
And MPWMU says Davenport has osteoporosis.
That's a degenerative thing.
I don't know what it is. I remember it from like commercials and shit. So that one got me. Do we have the video, Chris?
Yeah, we do.
Here's the set video from Norm. Shout out to our guy Norm on Instagram.
When you signing that contract with the Lions, man? Soon. Okay, that's all I need to hear. When you signing that contract with the Lions, man? Soon. Okay, that's all I need to hear.
Life, bro. He's
a monster.
Cheddared up. Got a super fly, super successful girl.
Jacked.
Cock Diesel going to the BET Awards on the red carpet. He's loving life right now. He's
Headed up the buffs.
He's gonna he's gonna sign another.
What up, Anson Wells?
What would you sign? What number would you give?
So that's what I was gonna ask you. Yesterday, Justin and I talked about it before this video even came out, and I really don't know because Joey Bosa just signed like $12 million with the Bills, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming maybe a little less than that.
I would say I would give him up to 10,
9 and 11 range, you know. And I'm fine with that. And
I'm fine with you. Have
and 9 is literally what you just got back from Frank.
Yeah, I would do 1 year, $10 million for Z right now, and I think he would do that.
Yeah, I gotta do better and look at this depth chart too.
I saw Justin say like they wouldn't pay him more than the 6, but no, you're probably gonna have to pay him more than that.
I mean,
you're only got Davenport for like $2 million. So
yeah,
dude, I got a pimple in my ear.
That was the worst.
God, it's killing
yeah,
me.
I'm saying like 7 to 11.
I already like popped. Like it hasn't gone up to the skin yet, but I already like popped.
They're fun to pop, but they hurt like a bitch.
They hurt like a bitch, dude.
55. What? Brendan Harris is 55. I don't know why. Maybe like $5 million.
55 million.
55 million.
Yeah, it's probably going to be approaching double digits.
Is there a world?
What?
Nothing.
What?
What up, though?
Dude, you got to go to the end of
Show's off the rails.
The morning show today. The very end of the morning show when they're all doing the 40-minute sign off that they do. Like Kool-Aid's kicking it around. He's letting everybody give just kicking it to putting everybody on the mic, letting them give the last word in.
Shout out Kool-Aid.
Shout out Kool-Aid. He gives it to Justin, and Justin goes, "What up, though?" or something like that. And then he kicked it to Chase, and Chase was like, "What up, though?" I don't know. It just, dude, me and Stick started fucking crying. Like those.
Were they being serious? Or
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was just it did not roll well for those two. It was really funny.
I remember Broders first put up though. That was a funny one too.
Broders was a good one. Dude, that was a good little bit. Like,
yeah.
Does it have? What did he say? Does it have cultural significance?
Yeah.
And KG and Kool-Aid were like, "Yes, dude."
He's like, when you guys say it.
Yeah, he said when you guys say it. What do you mean, you people? Shout out, Broder.
Darrell asked, "Is there a world where you can see the Detroit Lions defense ranking over the offense?" Yeah, absolutely is. Maybe we talk about that a little bit when we get back, but not before. Tell about that merch. I'll give Brady some time. I'll tell you about the merch a little bit. You know, you got your Pistons shirts. You need some No More Tigers shirts.
What's the deal? It's your boy Birdie here with Woodward Sports, and y'all tired of rocking the same old merch? It's a new era in sports wearables, new designs, amazing apparel, and the ultimate swag. Check out Woodward Sports, latest gear, woodwardsports.com. Click shop, hoodies, tees, the hats, guaranteed to turn heads. Get the latest designs today at woodwardsports.com. Click shop.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you, whole again. ThenFights.com.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Buddy's Pizza, guys, you already know what it is. It's the best. Best original Detroit style pizza because they invented the original Detroit style pizza, and you could try it if you haven't. I don't know why you haven't. It's the best kind of pizza by using promo code 10MIL. Save yourself 10% on that one. We also got pasta, salads, cheese bread. They made the Detroit style pizza. That's how popping they are. Make sure you check it out. 10MIL for 10% off. And that's not like a first time thing. That's like you probably cash on that every time you order something.
Wait.
Save yourself some money. What?
Ooh, fuck.
What?
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Yes, actually.
What?
Detroit Tigers pitcher Jackson Joe will undergo Tommy John surgery.
Fuck.
That hurts.
I mean, it's not the death blow it used to be, but
No, it's not.
that's still not.
Evan Petzold just put it out there. Jackson Joe will undergo Tommy John surgery. According to the Tigers, he will miss the remainder of the 2025 season. Woof.
What happened? Fuck.
Nick?
Jackson Joe got it.
So the #1 pitching prospect in baseball took the mound to make his first career starts this season, where the Tigers started 8-0 in those starts. And Jackson Jobe for sure had his up and downs. I think back to one of the downs being in Colorado. You know, he got shelled a little bit, but we've seen a lot more ups this season from Jackson Jobe. You can't tell the Jackson Jobe story without talking about injuries. He has now been injured every single season throughout his minor league and now major league career. This is extremely frustrating for Jackson Jobe. I'm sure this is, you know, obviously his first chance in the big leagues, and you just hate to see it for the young. You know, I honestly thought he was going to be a future star. And Jackson Jobe is officially undergoing Tommy John surgery, and he's going to be out for basically 2 seasons. And that sucks for this Detroit Tigers rotation moving forward, because you could have penciled him in as being like a top 4 guy for the next 5 years. So, yeah, this blows, and it's going to be a big blow to this team's rotation.
You think he's going to be out all of next season?
Yeah, I think he'll be out all of next season. Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's June by the time yeah, I believe for sure he'll be out all of next season and the year after.
And the year after? No fucking way, dude. What? He's not going to miss 3 seasons.
He'll miss the rest.
2.5.
He'll miss this one and next one for sure.
I don't know about for sure all of next season.
I'm telling, that's what I'm predicting right now. But yeah, this is terrible news for the Tigers. In a season that's been so super magical, you call up your top prospect. Yeah, this one sucks. This one's gonna sting for a while as well. This was, you know, obviously the stuff is there, but it's also a cheap contract because, you know, obviously just a top pitcher in your own system that you drafted for, yeah. Are you looking up timelines?
Yeah, it says 12 to 18 months.
Yeah.
Potentially 9 months.
So that sounds like next season.
Halfway through next season. Yeah, about this time next year.
I don't think they would rush him back is my understanding of this Detroit Tigers.
12-month mark would be this time next year, but then I got 12 to 18 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe he will make his
and then
start
rehabbing
in 2020. Yeah, legitimately 2027.
Fuck.
That's actually nuts.
So when you take a pitcher that high, especially a high school pitcher that hasn't put up these innings before, this is the risk. Straight up.
Yeah.
And this one came back to bite. Obviously, Scott Harris didn't draft Jackson Jobe, but the way he talked about him, the way AJ Hinch talked about him, they had extremely bright plans for Jackson Jobe and a bright future ahead of him. And this is just super disappointing. And this is the thing about pitchers at the same time. Top pitching prospects that you draft out of high school, you don't see too many of them. I mean, Hunter Green is thriving, but that's really all I can think
innings
about.
On those arms, oh man, that sucks.
It fucking blows.
Yeah, I mean, it's better for him that it happened when he was this young. So that's the only positive you could take from it. Obviously, it's fucking devastating. It's not a death sentence anymore. It's not like he's just not going to be a pitcher again after this. He'll come back and he'll be fine, but it's going to take a while. Yeah, he's going to come back. He's still going to be the guy, but it's not going to be for a little while. So that sucks. Man. Just a fan. This will kill his fastball. No, it won't.
No, guys come back from
it's
Tommy John.
Tommy John's is not a death sentence anymore. It just takes a while to recover from it. Stuff's still going to be the stuff. It's just, fuck.
Stick sucks. Finally said Nick is right. We've come a long way. Sadly, about something so depressing that we had to come together
It's still a
on.
weird fucking season for the Tigers. They're doing so well. They're having so many injuries.
Yeah,
this one the worst of them all. But
hopefully Alex Cobb can heal up.
So what's your playoff?
I mean, he wasn't going to be in your playoff rotation anyways.
Unless he took off.
Yeah. But
Which
it's still
could've been.
it's going to be Skubal, Flaherty, and hopefully Olsen. But he's injured too.
He's injured too.
You never know.
I thought he'd be back sooner. What's going on with that, Nick? The digits.
It's his right, middle finger. It's his pitch. It's his finger that he needs for his changeup, his killer changeup. And when he threw a bullpen session, he couldn't even throw the changeup.
Oh no!
Because of this finger. So, to my understanding, it's still the same pitcher that he needs it's still the same finger that he needs for his best pitch to thrive, is still dealing with inflammation. And he's completing bullpen sessions and trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's not great.
Yeah, it fucking sucks. And like I said, this is not Jackson Jobe is gone now forever. No, it's just going to take a while for him to get back, but he'll be back. You hate to see it because he was pitching well, and they were winning games with him out there. And like you said, Nick, this has got to be frustrating for him because he's dealt with so many injuries. Man, that one sucks.
What a fucking blow. We're having a good time.
Yep.
This was honestly a great day.
We're even hardly doing a show. We're just fucking hanging out and then bang.
Just being bros.
Just being bros.
And this, God, I mean, fucking sucks. But this is what it comes down to when you take literally a high school arm that has ridiculous spin on that arm.
Yeah.
And throws a rocket
it's a ticking
fastball
time bomb.
like it is.
And like I said, that's the upside. The bright side is that it happened to him while he's still so young. Is because this is Tommy John's is not a death sentence. It's something that you can come back from. It just takes a while. So, that sucks.
Let's go. Let's do a quick break. Gather ourselves. Come back. Maybe a little mailbag. Obviously, we'll be talking about that as well. But before any of that, tell us about White Claw.
If your brightest pitcher goes down with an injury, make sure you drink White Claw after the brutal day. Just kidding. Calling all Tigers fans, join us for the White Claw Tigers Tour. Woodward Sports will be hitting 4 of the top bars in Detroit to watch the Tigers game live on the network. Join Spencer and Easy on Friday, June 13th for our second stop on the tour at Nemo's Bar in Detroit. Be part of the fun and see our reactions live on Woodward Sports Network to one of the hottest teams in baseball. It's the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ben Johnson Law.
The hours of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 13th from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Nemo's in Corktown for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ven Johnson.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Are you a real Detroit sports fan? Woodward Sports is here to give you all the Detroit sports you can handle. Weekdays, make sure you're locked in on Wake Up Woodward from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., followed by Big D Energy with Neil Rule and Darren McCarty from 11 a.m. to 1. Up next, you can't miss Ermanni and Edwards with Maz from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And finish the day out with the bad boys of Detroit sports media, the Woodward Heavyweights, from 5 to 7 p.m. Okay, wait, that isn't enough for you, you sports freak. Check out Woodward Wings, Woodward Ringside, and the Lions Weekly Update every Sunday with Broder, Terry Foster, and Sean Belegian. Subscribe on YouTube for all our great content, and make sure you're following on all social media, X, IG, Facebook, and TikTok. You want sports? We got you covered. Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Heavyweights live on sports.com. Easy to watch more action. Chris, Nicholas, Kohloff, Birdie in the building as well. Kind of react to the Jackson Jobe news. Just sucks for the kid. I'm looking up other guys that had it recently. Shohei had the elements of a Tommy John. It was more of a hybrid situation. He didn't return to pitching until 21 months later, but they also had between like the COVID year.
Yeah.
Walker Buehler, he had at 28 though. Like Spinny said, it's not the death sentence it used to be.
No.
But it's just unfortunate for a guy.
Just
like
it still takes a while.
Yeah. It's unfortunate guy who's dealt with injuries his entire very young career.
Yeah, it sucks.
But it is what it is. Does that change any of the trade situations come July?
No.
No?
No, like I said, I don't think AJ Hinch or Scott Harris factor Jackson Jobe into your starting rotation when you look at the playoffs. Maybe you trade for another low-end starter to put at the bottom of your rotation, but you got Montero and Sawyer Gibson-Long and maybe Cobb coming back. So no,
I was gonna say Gibson-Long makes that a lot.
Yeah, I don't think you do that, but
he could then pop and become a starter, like we were talking about earlier.
Man, that sucks.
Get your mailbag questions in. Yeah, it's kind of bummed out with the Jackson Jobe stuff.
Yeah, like I said, it sucks, but I'd rather it happen to him when he's 22 than when he's 27. So you just gotta. It's gonna be another battle for him to come back from.
No wonder they hit him that day. Broke league rules and everything to do it.
Yep. Rough.
I'll try to change tune a little bit here. Did you know? I don't know if this is true or not. This is from Doc Taro in the Woodward Sports chat. This could be an absolute lie. I have no evidence of this being true or not. Za'Darius Smith killed an alligator and then wore the skin.
Is that true?
It sounds like something that might not be true.
It sounds like something that's like too stupid to just make up.
I could almost see it being true. Are you looking it up?
I'm looking it up.
I probably should do this before I announce it.
I have not seen anything. No, I don't know.
God damn it, Doc Taro.
I think he's talking about what he wore to the BET Awards, maybe?
There's no evidence. Za'Darius Smith killed an alligator and wore the skin.
Man, that sucks. Mitten Maid says pitching chaos it is. You guys, I know
good.
Like losing Jackson Jobe sucks for sure. We haven't had him for like a month.
Yeah.
So, like, they have Olsen coming back to go with Skubal, Flaherty, and Mize. They've got Montero, Sawyer Gibson-Long, and Alex Cobb. Are you going to trade mortgage pieces to fill the 5th spot of your rotation? No, you're not going to do that. So
yeah, we'll ultimately be okay. It just sucks for Jackson.
Sucks for him.
Pitching prospect, because he has such a high ceiling where it could have possibly taken this team to a whole different level where they're fighting for that 3rd game in a playoff spot behind Skubal.
But I don't think that was going to happen this year, even if he stayed healthy.
I haven't been able to be watching the game since this news broke, but like we need to see if Mize can retain all of this. Obviously, Olsen's not back yet with that finger. I don't trust Montero in a fucking playoff game, as I stated the other game.
Why would he's not going to be in a playoff?
Exactly. Like, but there still are question marks with the rotation right now. Mize needs to find what he had at the beginning of the season, which I believe he will, but Reese Olsen's finger, he still needs to come back from it.
Yep, for sure.
Especially being able to throw that changeup. That makes him so effective.
But I just like that now we need a pitcher because we lost Jackson Jobe, but a month ago you guys were telling me that Jackson Jobe should be sent down because he's getting too many hits.
True.
So, like, which one is it? Was he such an important piece to this team to where you need to replace him now with a pitcher, or was he a guy that should have been sent down to AAA because he let up a couple hits? It sucks for him. It does.
Yeah.
But I don't think it affects the Tigers' season that much. It sucks for his development. Devastating for his development. But for the Tigers' season as a whole, it's not that huge of a blow.
Mike Putnam. I blame this on Stick Bayless for all his negative bullshit takes on Detroit teams. That don't sound like Stick. Stick's usually a slappy.
Stick, he's been, I don't know. Stick is so protective over Goff now that when a Detroit athlete gets more love than Jared Goff, he starts hating them.
Which is crazy because Stick wanted to draft Malik Willis. The him and Neal with that shit drives me nuts. 12 to 15 months, you start light throwing. Yeah,
it's like I said, it's a lot more devastating to Jackson Jobe than it is to the Tigers.
Who's your favorite underrated Red Wing? The way fan wants to know.
My favorite underrated of all time? Yuri Hoodler. Right now, I don't know if we have any underrated Red Wings right now. They're all properly rated as not good enough.
Tuggernauts, mailbag. How long after Spinney got home last night did he start gooning over SZA?
On the car ride home.
That's wild.
Shout out to my boy, the great Gooner in the sky. Taught me well.
Mailbag, could a pitcher be called up for starter innings? I think it's Gibson Long.
Yeah,
I think he'll get the starter.
Sawyer Gibson Long is going to be your 5th starter, and Alex Cobb is rehabbing.
Yeah, Garrett Crochet had Tommy John in 2022. He'll be just fine.
Yeah, Jackson Jobe is going to be fine. It's just going to take a while, which sucks because you really wanted to see him get a lot of in-game development this year, but that sucks.
Damn. Oh, no. Bitten made Kenta Maeda comeback. God, no.
No.
Please, no.
No, you have...
I'd rather have...
Montero as your 5th starter is a good option. Sawyer Gibson-Long as your 5th starter is a good option. Alex Cobb is your 5th starter.
Pitching than fucking Kenta Maeda.
Yeah, no. All right.
And one thing I want to say...
Brown's a good one, away fan.
Just like with all of this, Jackson Jobe, and this is no disrespect to Jackson Jobe, this is just a little bit of a glimpse into when you have these top undeniable prospects that are always going to hit. Like, nothing is certain in the game of baseball. It's different than having a top 3 pick in football where you know it's going to be a hit. It's way different in baseball. So when you talk about making big swings for trades, this is part of the reason why the uncertainty is always going to be there with prospects in baseball more than any other sport. And that's why I believe ultimately they will make a trade.
That's why it helps to have the number 1 team in baseball and the number 1 farm system in the MLB. So when an injury inevitably happens, you aren't crippled because of it. And like I said, this sucks. I love Jack. You guys know how I feel about Jackson Jobe. I fucking love the kid. So it really hurts for him.
Bought a custom-made jersey.
Yeah, it really hurts for him to lose out on this development, but it doesn't really change the trajectory of the Tiger season very much at all. But that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you guys tapping in. Make sure you smash that like button. For Easy, for Nick, for Birdie, for Chris, I am Spencer. We are the Heavyweights. Shout out to Birdie, by the way, killing it on the 1s and 2s. Again, make sure you guys smash that like button. We'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.